Hello, everyone. Uh, Tosif here, back with another live stream. It is 11:35 p.m. here in the Central Time Zone. I'm in Wisconsin, so I'm in the Central Time Zone. 11:35 p.m. And in the Pacific Time Zone, it is now 9:35 p.m. And we know our friends in the Pacific Time Zone, many friends in California, many fellow Americans in California, they are in a lot of pain. A lot of pain. They are suffering. They are going through tremendous losses. Tremendous losses. So, I just want to start by saying that we have to pray. As I said before, as I've said so many times, I believe in the power of prayers. We have to pray for those who are suffering because of the California fires. Okay? My friends, let's see who's here. Bill is here. Bill from Vegas. Welcome, Bill. Thanks for joining us tonight. Frank is here. Hello, Frank. Thanks for being here. Ron from Texas. Thank you. Thank you, Ron. Thanks for being here. Claudia. Hello, Claudia. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Our friend Michael Brown from Australia is here. Michael Brown, it is so good to see you. Michael Brown, we missed you. We missed you. I don't recall seeing your name in the last couple of live streams, Michael Brown. So it is so good to see that you're here. I hope you're doing well. And thank you for joining us from Australia. AC Cruz is here. Hello, AC. Ken Berry from Idaho is here. Hello, Ken. And we'll wait for more friends to join, okay? Did I miss anyone? Okay. Our friend Claudia from North Carolina is joining. Claudia, thanks for being here. Michael Brown says, thanks, Tosif. Nice to be back. Well, always good to see you, Michael Brown. Always good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being such a great friend of this community. My friends, I've got right here on my computer screen news coming out of California. And there are no words to describe the devastation. There really are no words. There are no words to describe the devastation. The shock is so intense. I'm like speechless. I really am. I mean, what am I gonna say about this fire? And it's not one fire. It's California fires. At least 6. That's what I saw a short while ago. They were saying at least 6 fires. And now, right before I started the live stream, I saw that 7 fires. 7 fires in California. Dima says, hello, Tosif. Hello, Dima. Dima, where are you joining us from? Please let us know. Let us know where you're joining us from, Dima. Dima says Utah. All right, wonderful, Dima. Thanks for being here. Let's see. AC is saying, new fire just broke out near the Hollywood sign around 10 p.m. There are new fires. There are new fires that are starting, and lives have been lost. Lives have been lost already. Michael Brown is saying, I hope no one has been hurt. Michael Brown, I'm very sorry to let you know, and this is according to news reports, that lives have been lost. Lives have been lost. Okay? Exactly how many people died, we don't know. Let's see. Let's see. California. At least, okay, it's being said that at least 5 people have died in Los Angeles area fires. At least 5 people. Okay? One news outlet is saying at least 5. Another one is saying 5. Another one is saying at least 5. So 5, I believe, that's a number that seems to be confirmed, 5, but it could be more. It could be more. So lives have been lost in the California fires. Lives have been lost. EHR is here, Evelyn. Thank you for being here, Evelyn. Viewer named That Girl is saying poor management of state. It is really sad, tragic. I mean, this is horrible. This is horror. It's not just the property loss. It's not just, environmental damage. It's not just physical injury and burns, but think about the emotional trauma. Think about the emotional trauma, especially children. Especially children. When children witness that they are having to evacuate along with their family members, parents, and when children find out that the home in which they live, that home is gone, completely burned to ashes. Think about what impact that would have on the mind of a child. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. So, there's a lot to talk about tonight, and I'm like, I really don't know where to start. I really don't know where to start. I mean, I have been talking for 9 minutes now, but I feel like I'm not being able to go into the core discussion just because I don't know which one I'm going to talk about first. I mean, are we going to talk about the loss of lives? Are we going to talk about the mandatory evacuations? Are we going to talk about the burns and the injuries? Are we going to talk about the emotional trauma? Are we going to talk about the loss of businesses, the loss of one's source of income? Because many businesses have been destroyed. Are we going to talk about the infrastructure damage? Are we going to talk about the environmental devastation? Are we going to talk about the poor governance, the poor Democrat governance, the poor governance by Democrat politicians? Are we going to talk about the after effects, the financial after effects, like the insurance claims and what's going to be covered, what's not going to be covered, and how that would impact, how massive number of claims would impact the California insurance industry? Are we going to talk about rebuilding? What's going to happen to all this property afterwards? After the fire's gone, what's going to happen? I mean, where do we start? Can you tell me, can anyone tell me where do we start the conversation? What do we talk about first? What do we talk about first? I'll tell you something, okay? I'll tell you something. Michelle is here. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Our friend Crockett is here. Hello, Crockett. Good to see you. Evelyn is asking, do the insurance companies have enough to pay out? Good question. I don't know the answer. Does anyone know? Does anyone know? Evelyn is asking. Evelyn, who goes by the screen name EHR79, is asking, do the insurance companies have enough to pay out? I have no idea. I have no idea. Melissa is here. Hi, Melissa. Laura Floyd is here. Laura, good to see you. Frank is writing, the government is helpless. And Michael Brown is saying, Frank, you misspelled hopeless. So Gavin Newsom's government is hopeless, and as a result, also helpless right now. Okay. There's something I want to address, something that I think needs to be mentioned. So there's a term that is often used in the discussion of current affairs, especially in the discussion of global politics. You know, there's a term, it's called third world country. We've all heard that, right? There are countries that are often referred to as third world countries. And in the United States, whenever, let's say, the situation of something is really bad, people often say, oh, it's like a third world country. So like, you know, when you look at cities where the roads are filled with potholes, right? A city or neighborhood where, the houses are just falling apart, okay? And transportation system is bad, infrastructure is bad, everything's just in a complete mess. People might say, oh, it's like a third world country. That neighborhood is like a third world country. We've all heard that, right? We've all heard that. Third world country. Now, you'll never see me, you'll never hear me use that term. I never say that, third world country. Because it almost feels like if something's wrong with some area, let's say in your state or in your city, and, you know, instead of saying, oh, this situation is so bad, you know, this needs to be fixed, the roads need to be repaired, you know, the buildings need to be renovated, okay? The underground pipes need to be fixed, you know, so on and so forth. Instead of saying that, people say, oh, it's like a third world country. I don't use that term, because if this place is bad, I don't want to call, rather than focusing on this area where we have a problem, I don't want to bring up the name of another country and say, oh, this place is like that, because that is a third world country, and the situation here is so bad, it's like a third world. I don't know if I can explain it well. I try not to use the term third world country, okay? Because it's almost like I'm blaming some other country. I'm using that as a comparison to tell you how bad the situation is over here. Okay? And, you know, we often hear people say, oh, the subway is so bad, it's like a third world country. the train line is so bad, it's like a third world country, or I never try to say that. I mean, if I'm trying to say something is bad, why bring up some other country that's probably struggling financially, right? Because, there are countries in Asia, that, people would often say it's third world. There are other countries in other continents that people would refer to as the third world. And I try not to use that language. But I'll tell you one true story, and there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. So the country that I'm originally from, and many of you know this already, it's Bangladesh. And Bangladesh became an independent country in 1971, okay? And then it went through many political, social challenges and unrest over the many decades since 1971. And then for the last decade and a half, there was a brutal dictator regime, almost like, on paper it's a democracy, but there was a brutal, dictator, pretty much, the prime minister, who's no longer the prime minister. Okay, she was a prime minister on paper, but in reality, she was a dictator. She ruled for, a decade and a half, committed some horrible crimes. So, long story short, that country went through a lot of challenges. And not too long ago, I think this was sometime in the last 2 years, there were some incidents of fire. Massive fire, okay? There was one big fire that burned something like 5,000 stores. I mean, can you imagine? That fire broke out in an area where there are many stores, many small businesses in one location. Okay? So you got clothing stores, you got leather goods, you got restaurants, lots and lots of businesses concentrated in one area. And a fire broke out, and everything, like, so many people lost everything, because the fire broke out in a peak business season. It was right before a very special, very special time of the year in that part of the world. And so that's when people do shopping, like here in the United States, right around, Thanksgiving and Christmas, people do shopping, right? So that's when the stores, they have a lot of new products, they have their shelves full of things because they expect customers. So this was sometime in the last 2 years in Bangladesh. There were various incidents of fire, but this one was major. 5,000 stores completely destroyed in fire, completely destroyed. And there were some other incidents of fire before and after. And one of the challenges was that as the fire trucks came, as the firefighters came, and they tried to extinguish the fire, they ran out of water. Okay? They ran out of water. Now, as we are talking about Bangladesh, the country where I was born and raised, it's definitely not what you call first world. Okay? It's not Europe. It's not USA. It's not an advanced industrialized country. Okay? The economy is moving at a pretty fast pace now that there's a new, interim government in power, because the corrupt government that was in power for a decade and a half, that government has been ousted. So now there's a new interim government, and things are actually improving significantly in Bangladesh. But it's nowhere close to the United States when you look at infrastructure, when you look at just transportation, when you look at urban and regional planning, when you look at overall economic development. It's nowhere near the United States. So this is one issue that the firefighters ran into. They came to extinguish the fire, and they could not find, they ran out of water. They ran out of water. They couldn't find enough supply of water. And you don't have fire hydrants there like you have in the United States, okay? Because as I said, urban and regional planning, Bangladesh is way behind in urban and regional planning, in city planning. So in the United States, you've got everything so neatly planned in most places. You've got fire hydrants, and when you park your car, you cannot block the fire hydrant, so on and so forth. Everything, there are laws and rules, and people obey those laws and rules, and everything's very systematic. In Bangladesh, you don't have those fire hydrants. So the fire trucks, the firefighters, they struggled tremendously to extinguish such massive fire. And so over there, what they did is, and I told you, the city that I'm from, where I was born and raised, Dhaka, it's a city of more than 20 million people. So that's more than double the population of New York City. Okay? I mean, it's massive. It's massive. Very dense. So the issue there is there's less land and more people, so the structures go up. There are a lot of tall buildings with condos and apartments, okay? So, maybe like 30, 40 years ago, when you saw that a piece of land has a 2-story building, maybe a duplex, okay? Maybe a single family home with 2 floors. Now, on that same land, you've got a taller building, maybe like a 7, 8, 10-story building, and on each floor you've got 2 apartments. So now you've got several families living on a piece of land where only a single family used to live, right? Because now you've got a taller building and you've got like luxury apartments. So when you repeat that process over and over again throughout the city, what ends up happening is you've got a very dense city. You've got tremendous need for water. You've got tremendous need for electricity. And in the process, what ended up happening, because real estate was in such high demand, if somebody owned a piece of land that had a body of water, like a pond or something, that kind of went away because a developer came in and they built apartments or they built a luxury building or something, and that body of water went away. So bodies of water throughout the city kept vanishing because of development taking place over and over again, across the city. So when it comes to firefighting in Dhaka, so this is the city where I was born and raised, the firefighters, they struggle a lot. They struggle a lot because they cannot find enough water. They have to look for bodies of water where they can get the water from. If it's a small fire, moderate fire, they can handle that. But if it's a massive fire, in the case of, what I just mentioned, you've got like 5,000 stores completely destroyed. They don't get enough supply of water. So the reason I'm giving you such elaborate details is because going back to the issue of third world country, first world country, you know, in the United States, where we have zoning laws, where we have ordinances and codes and statutes, when everything is neatly planned and organized, the goal is to be prepared for any situation. Okay? In the United States, we should not be running out of water to firefight. Yes, when you look at less developed countries, underdeveloped countries or developing countries, or countries that are maybe on the way to prosperity, but they're not there yet. They have challenges: city planning, regional planning, infrastructure, emergency response. There's room for improvement. So in Dhaka, when I heard in the last 2 years, this happened in the last 2 years or so, when I heard that firefighters ran out of water, I thought, well, that's a tragedy. Maybe they'll work on it. Maybe they'll improve it. But we in the United States were prepared. We are prepared. We've got the fire hydrants. We've got the supply of water. We've got the equipment. We've got the trained professionals. Okay? We've got the helicopters if they are needed. We've got the National Guard. We've got all kinds of resources in the United States that we need to deal with an emergency situation. So when you look at these so-called developing countries, underdeveloped countries, and as some people say, third world countries, I'm not referring to any one country in particular, but I'm just referring to the term that is commonly used, third world. You see so many problems. But in the United States, we should not have these problems because we have the resources, right? We've got the skills. We've got the expertise, the knowledge, the training. But when you look at what the Democrats have done to California, now I'm coming to my main point. When you see what the Democrats have done to California, the fact that I'm hearing in the news that there is not enough water to extinguish the fire in California. What I tell you is California has been turned into a third world country by the Democrats. The Democrats have turned California into what you would call third world. This is California. This is California. And when you hear that there is no water, that the fire hydrants are not working, what would you say? This is, I am so sad. I am so sad. I just gave you a very long history of a fire in Bangladesh. I talked about the crisis there, that the firefighters ran out of water. And when we look at that, we think we are so fortunate to be in the United States. That's never going to happen here. No matter how serious the fire, we're not going to run out of water. We have trained professionals. We have the resources. We have the expertise. But look what the Democrats have done to California. The Democrats have turned California into what you would call third world. I never use that language, as I said at the very beginning. I don't use that term. I never say, oh, this is like the third world, or that place is like the third world, because it's like, in a way, it's like insulting some other country in some other part of the world that may be struggling, right? For whatever reason. Maybe they had bad governance. Maybe they had financial challenges, maybe whatever, right? I never use the language third world because it's like to say something is bad, it's almost like you're insulting some other country by making that comparison. But I'll tell you one thing. The Democrats have turned California into third world. Not all of California, but you see places like, you know, the areas that are affected by the California fires. Why is there a shortage of water? Can anyone tell me? Why is there a shortage of water in California? At a time like this, when water is what you need, when water is what you need to fight the fire, why isn't there water? And when you think about it, I mean, this is a state. This is a state on the West Coast. California is right next to water. And why isn't there water? We're not talking about Nebraska. We're not talking about, you know, Kansas or Idaho. We're talking about California. You're right next to the water. So why isn't there water? It's I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. What did the Democrats do to this beautiful state? California is supposed to be like the crown jewel, right? Ideally, California is supposed to be the crown jewel. But you look at California, it is the greatest mess that we have. Why? Why is that? I'm just telling you the truth. And it hurts a lot that I have to say all this. I have to say all this. It hurts a lot that I have to say all this. Because I've heard over the years when people say, oh, look at the third world country. Well, California has been turned into a third world state by the Democrats. The Democrats are the ones responsible for the crisis that we have in California today. The Democrats are the ones who should be blamed for the fact that firefighters have run out of water and the fire hydrants aren't working, and that it's been, 2 days? It's been like 2 days and 0% fire contained. 0%. I saw that right before I started the live stream because they show you on TV. Like, okay, well, the fire has been contained. 0% contained. This is all because of the Democrats. Well, the Democrats, the Democrats are already coming up with their talking points. They're going to blame climate change. They're going to blame extreme weather. They're going to blame this. They're going to blame all those factories. Shut down those factories, okay? The factories are causing global warming, which is why we've got fires and blah, blah, blah. BS. Complete BS. You know that, right? I don't want to be harsher than that. I want to keep my language softer, okay? But the Democrats are going to come up with all kinds of lies. Okay? They're going to come up with all kinds of lies. They're going to say, oh, it's global warming. Shut down the factories. Build more of those solar panels. Build more of those wind turbines. You know, shut down fossil fuels. Blah blah blah. Stop drilling. That's what the Democrats are going to say. But let me tell you, the Democrats are responsible. They are the ones who turned California into a third world state. They are the ones who turned California into a third world state. What's up with that fish? What's up with that fish? That fish, smelt fish or something? What did Newsom do? What exactly happened with the water situation? Can anyone tell me? By the way, I've said a lot of things. I don't know if you all agree with me or not. I'm telling you, the Democrats have turned California into a third world state. That's what it is. That's what California is. It was supposed to be a crown jewel because God has given California everything. Beautiful geography, beautiful weather, beautiful coastline, resources, amazing weather, whatnot. And the Democrats are trying to destroy all that. The Democrats have turned California into a third world state. That's what it is. If you agree with me, let me know. If you don't, let me know that as well. Let me know that as well. Dana agrees. Michelle agrees. Crockett agrees. Thank you. I wish I didn't have to say that. I wish I didn't have to say that. California always had so much potential, right? As I said, it's supposed to be the crown jewel. Ideally, when people look at the United States and they look at California, they should be like, oh, it's the best place on earth. I want to visit that place. You know, that's what people from all over the world should be saying about California. Like, that is the best place on earth. We need to go visit. My dream is to go visit California, to experience California. That's what California should be like. But the Democrats are good at destroying good stuff. The Democrats are good at destroying good things. And the Democrats have destroyed California. Look at California today. Look at California today. Ken Berry is saying California used to be a great place to live. Absolutely. So much of history. California, land of opportunity. And look at California now. High cost of living, regulations. If you want to go to California and you've got a great idea, you want to start a business, you cannot, because you're gonna face government rules and regulations and obstacles, high taxation, high energy prices. But you know what? California, you know who California helps? California helps the illegals. California, there's one group of people that California Democrats really care about. California Democrats care about the illegals. They care about the illegals. They care about the illegal immigrants. California Democrats love illegal immigrants. Hi, Freshly. Freshly is saying, hey, can anyone see my comment? Freshly, I can see your comment. Aldo Hernandez is writing Gavin Newsom 2028. I don't know which world Aldo is living in, okay? I don't know which world Aldo is living in. Aldo is saying Gavin Newsom 2028, okay? Aldo, wake up from your dream. Wake up from your dream, Aldo. You want Gavin Newsom 2028, wake up from your dream, okay? That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. Sandra is saying, what about you? You are an immigrant. Well, Sandra, I'm a legal immigrant and I'm a naturalized American citizen, okay? Heidi is here. Hello, Heidi. Dana is here. Hello, Dana. Our friend Dana from Oregon. Crockett is here. One Texas Miner and Freshly and Richard Miller and Dee Dee. Hi, Dee Dee. Dee Dee, you are in California. Can you give us an update? My friends, Dee Dee, okay, you can see Dee Dee right here in the chat window. Dee Dee lives in California, and Dee Dee was sharing some information with us yesterday. So what's going on, Dee Dee? Can you tell us what the situation is? If I remember correctly, you're about 20 miles from where the fires are, right? Can you share with us something? Bailey is here. Hi, Bailey. Toby Weldon is here. Hello, Toby. DP Diver is here. Anyone watching from California other than DD? RL is saying Riverside County here. Okay. Okay, so Riverside County. How far are you from? How far are you from? Viewer from Riverside County. How far are you from the fires? Okay, RL is saying ashes have reached to my area with the high winds. Wow. Okay, so I'm just looking it up on a map. Riverside County. Okay, you are further to the east, right? You're further to the east. You're in the Coachella Valley. That's where Riverside County is. Am I correct? Coachella Valley? Misty is here. Hi, Misty. Our friend Misty from Pennsylvania is here. Didi, you're saying I'm south of Irvine, about 15 minutes. Okay. So how far? Let's see. So you are not far from where. You're not very far, Didi, right? You're quite close to where the fires are. You're still maybe quite a distance away, but you're like closer to the fires than the viewer RL who's in Riverside, right? Riverside is much further away. Am I correct? Let's see. Okay. Gerlina is here. Hi, Gerlina. Our friend Gerlina is here. Aaron says, nice shirt. Well, thank you, Aaron. It's good to see our friend Gerlina just join. Didi is saying lots of destruction on the most expensive real estate in California. Gerlina is saying, great to hear your take on the latest developments. Michelle, you like my watch? Is that what you said? Is that what you said? You like my watch? Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a Seiko. It's a Seiko chronograph. I've had it for many years. I would say close to 10 years, maybe more. Definitely 9 years, maybe 10 years or more. I've had this. Best part is it doesn't need a battery. It's a solar chronograph, so I just keep it close to a light. That's all. Dana, thank you so much for your wonderful compliment, Dana. I can see what Dana wrote. Thank you, Dana. Marjorie is here, our friend Marjorie from Canada. Marjorie, good to see you. Robert Graham is here. Hello, Robert. Good to see you. Katie, a viewer named Katie is here, and Katie is writing. Let's see. I'm going to read Katie's comments. Katie is writing, I used to live in Ventura County, but moved to Arizona a few years ago. Newsom ruined the state. Katie, thank you for tuning in for the live stream. I don't know if this is your first time participating in the live chat. If this is, then welcome. Katie, you just introduced yourself and you said you moved to Arizona. We do have some great friends who are from Arizona who participate in the live chat here, including our friend AC Cruz. AC Cruz is also from Arizona, and Katie is also from Arizona. So we have at least 2 friends here tonight from Arizona. And I don't know if Teresa Ross is watching. Teresa Ross is also from Arizona. Suzanne is here. Hello, Suzanne. Good to see you. Our friend Suzanne is here. Thank you, Suzanne, for tuning in. By the way, my friends, if you are here for the first time, if you are watching this, please subscribe. The video is in subscriber-only mode. Not the video, the live chat. So only those who subscribe can participate in the live chat, but anyone can watch. Anyone can watch. So Vaughn is writing Arizona 928. Are you from Arizona too, Vaughn? Let's see. Longdon family is here from Colorado. Vaughn says yes. All right, Vaughn. Well, so we've got Vaughn, we've got Katie, we've got AC Cruz, all from Arizona. So thank you so much. Thank you all. AC Cruz is writing, looters taking advantage, now being reported. Where did you see that, AC? That is a serious news. Is that what is going on right now? Is there looting going on? It is, as Dana said, it is unbelievable. Is there looting going on right now? I see that. I see that. I see that now. I am seeing that here in the news. Oh my God. Yes, AC Cruz, our friend AC just shared that news with us. AC is saying Fox 11, the sheriff reported this afternoon. So I missed that press conference, AC. And so thank you for sharing that information. It is horrible. It is absolutely horrible to hear about looting. So looters are taking advantage of the fires, and reportedly looters have broken into homes during the Pacific Palisades fire. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Didi is also saying there was looting going on earlier today and yesterday. I just don't have words to say anything. Heidi is here. Hello, Heidi. Selena is here. Hello, Selena. Ron is writing pathetic. That's what it is. It is so pathetic. It is just, it is unbelievable. Properties are burning, homes are burning, businesses are burning. The environment is going through a severe, there's severe environmental devastation, economic devastation, and looters reportedly are breaking into homes. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. California in general is in the wrong hands. California in general is in the wrong hands, okay? I think the people of California should, going forward, vote for leaders who care about you. Vote for those candidates for elected offices, candidates who will care about you once they are elected. Vote for bold leaders. Vote for honest leaders. Vote for leaders who will put the priorities of the people first. Priorities of the Americans first. It should be America first at every level of government. It should be America first at every level of government. I know, we all know, that Donald Trump, he came up with America first. He says America first. He says make America great again. But he's at the federal level. I think at every level of government, people should embrace the America First agenda. Local government, you're running for city council, you're running for the mayor, you're running for county board, embrace the America First agenda. You're running for state assembly, state senate, you're running for the governor of a state, embrace America First. It is America first, my friends. It always has to be America first. If you are running for any political office, any public office in America, you must embrace the America First agenda. Kristen's here. Hi, Kristen. Jewel is saying Trump leadership was needed today in California, my opinion. That is correct. At a moment of crisis like this, like the crisis that we are witnessing, we needed, at this very moment, we needed Donald Trump in the White House. We needed Donald Trump in the White House. But we're still 11 days away. We are still 11 days away from having Donald Trump in the White House. Pearl is here. Hello, Pearl. Sorry, I missed mentioning Pearl. Pearl, always good to see you. Thanks for being here. Didi is saying, Tassif, we do vote for conservative values. Republicans don't put a lot of effort and money into elections in our state. You know, Didi, I think there has to be a grassroots movement in California. A grassroots movement, okay? So obviously, for elections, for campaigning, there has to be an organization, there has to be like a Republican Party, and then local county chapters, and then leadership at the county level, leadership at the state level, and funds and strategy and all that. You know, that's normal, that's natural, I understand. But you know what's really needed in California is like a grassroots dominated movement, not a movement that starts at the top, a movement that starts at the grassroots level. People will have to wake up in California and say that we're not going to accept this Democrat Party nonsense. We're not going to accept this Democrat Party nonsense. We are looking for bold leadership at the local level, at the state level, at the federal level. That's what has to happen in California. That's what has to happen. I mean, look at Karen Bass. Do you know who Karen Bass is? Who knows who Karen Bass is? Look at Karen Bass. What an absolute failure. What an absolute failure Karen Bass is. Who's Karen Bass? What's her title? Can anyone tell me? My friends in California know this already. What's Karen Bass's title? Jewel saying the mayor of LA. You know, I kept saying on this channel, and those who have been watching my channel, you know this, I have been saying for a long time, hey, I think Brandon Johnson of Chicago is the worst mayor. But you know what? Now I think Karen Bass of Los Angeles may be the worst mayor in the United States. Misty is asking the mayor, right? Exactly, Misty. Exactly. Karen Bass is not only the mayor of Los Angeles, she's an absolute failure as a mayor. Absolute failure. Karen Bass, if you remember not too long ago, Los Angeles became a sanctuary city. Remember that? The Democrat leaders of Los Angeles, including Karen Bass, the mayor, expressed support for making Los Angeles a sanctuary city. And now what? Look at Los Angeles. Did you hear about the fact that the Democrats cut funding from the fire department in Los Angeles? Did you hear that? Millions of dollars in funding cuts that the fire department suffered? Mickey Mooney is here. Hi, Mickey. Jewel is saying it was unbelievable to see her in real time at airport. I saw that. I saw that video clip. It's going viral, I think. Everyone's looking at that video clip when a reporter was asking Karen Bass some questions, some very simple questions, and Karen Bass had no answer. Karen Bass had no answer. What was Karen Bass doing out of the country? What was she doing out of the country? Why didn't she get back to the country sooner? She is the mayor of Los Angeles. And during devastating fires, in the Los Angeles area, where was Karen Bass? Why was she not in the United States, in California? Why was she not here to address the crisis? What was she doing outside the country? I mean, really, California, is this the kind of people you want to vote for? You know, I'm talking to those who voted for Karen Bass, who voted for Gavin Newsom. Is this the kind of elected official you want in your community? A person like Karen Bass, who is an absolute failure as an elected official. Gavin Newsom, who many people would say is the worst governor in the United States of America. You know, as I was saying, I used to call Brandon Johnson of Chicago the worst mayor, but I think Karen Bass, I think she's number one worst. Who do you think is the worst mayor? Do you think it's Brandon Johnson of Chicago, or do you think it's Karen Bass of Los Angeles? You can share with me your thoughts. Sharon Taylor is here. Sharon is from California, Sharon, right? Sharon is from California. Sharon is writing, hi Tosif, I'm still alive. Oh God, these winds scared the hell out of me. Never experienced this much winds in my life. Had no sleep last night. Sharon, we are so sorry to hear what you are going through, Sharon. We are so sorry to hear what you are going through. We are praying We will continue to pray for the people of California, those who are suffering because of the fires. Some people are suffering because they lost their property. Some people are suffering because they are injured, because they suffered from burns. Some people are suffering because of the trauma. Sharon is saying, my bags were packed and ready to leave. Sharon, where exactly in California are you? Where? Like, you don't have to give us the exact location. You don't have to, but like what community? Are you in like near the Palisades? You're in Woodland Hills? Okay. I'm gonna have to look it up on a map. I don't know exactly where Woodland Hills is. Let me see how far you are from. Okay, so you are in Woodland Hills. Okay, okay, so you are right there. You are so close to Pacific Palisades and Malibu and Encino, right? I see it on a map now. You are very close. You are very close to the fire. Okay. Well, how's the situation, Sharon, where you are in Woodland Hills? How's the situation now where you are? Are you doing okay? Is your family doing okay? Are your neighbors doing okay? Your friends? Sharon is saying the winds are a lot calm now. My friends, let's all pray for Sharon and Sharon's family and friends and loved ones. Okay? Sharon is in California, in Woodland Hills, very close to where the fires are. And let's pray for Sharon, okay? Let's pray for Sharon's safety and well-being and good health. Okay, Sharon is writing, everyone is safe and everyone is safe. Okay, well, Sharon, I hope you and your family, you all stay safe. Has anyone seen Swaggy? Our friend Swaggy, okay? His real name is Colin. Swaggy, I know Swaggy lives in Los Angeles. He mentioned that to me. I have not seen Swaggy in the live chat in a while. Okay, and I'm Swaggy, I don't know if you're watching this. I don't know if you're watching the live or you're watching the replay, Swaggy. If you are watching, please send a message or write a comment and let us know that you're safe. Okay, Swaggy? Okay? I know Swaggy is in California, in the LA area. I don't know where exactly in Los Angeles, but I recall Swaggy mentioned LA. So I'm praying for Swaggy, okay? Michelle is saying he probably doesn't have power. Yeah, that's another big issue, that people don't have power in that area. Many people lost power. Liz is here. Hello, Liz. Thank you for being here, Liz. Crockett is saying prayers for Swaggy. Yeah, we got to pray for Swaggy. Suzanne is saying we have not seen Swaggy. No, we have not seen Swaggy in a while. And that is what is making me concerned. Okay, I'm concerned. So we have to pray for our friend Swaggy. Misty is saying prayers for Swaggy. Katie is asking, are other states sending fire rescue support? I'm sure that there will be a lot of support um, for California. Maybe other states will send resources. Um, let's see. Does anyone know the answer? AC, I see your comment about Discord. I see that, AC. I'll make a decision on that very soon. Um, mm, yes. Other states are sending help. Other states are. I'm just looking it up. It appears that um, Arizona. Okay, so I see a news that Arizona firefighters are preparing to go to California to help with the wildfires. Okay, AC is saying Arizona arrived earlier, so Arizona firefighters are going there. And then Washington firefighters travel to California, so from Washington State. Colorado is also reportedly sending help. Utah agencies, people from Utah, I think they'll be in California also to help. Yeah. Oh, okay, I see that. I see that. Canada, okay, Canada is offering help. Canada is offering help. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. Canada is also offering help. Okay. So that's great. I've always said that Canada is a great ally. I always say that, right? And we got amazing friends who join the live stream from Canada. We've got our friend Suzanne, who is such a tremendous supporter, okay, of our community, our friend Suzanne, who's such a wonderful part of this community. We've got Marjorie, we've got Angie Mitchell. I haven't seen Angie Mitchell in a while. But Angie Mitchell is also from Canada, and we have others. Lots of states will send support to California. Suzanne is saying, okay, good night, guys. Well, thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Suzanne. Have a good night, Suzanne, and thanks for supporting. Okay. Suzanne is saying 2:49 a.m. No, I understand. It's you're like 2 hours ahead. It's 12:49 here. It's 2:49 where you are. Have a good night, Suzanne. Thank you so much. We'll see you during the next live stream. Sharon is saying the winds are a lot calm, so I guess we are okay for now. I was crying my heart out to leave the house in case we had to evacuate. It is truly devastating when people have to evacuate, leave behind everything. And as I was saying yesterday, it's not just about the things of monetary value. It's also about precious things that you can't really buy with money. Okay, like if I lose this cup, I can go buy another cup. But if I lose something that something that my grandmother gave me, okay, if I lose that, I can't buy that with money. Okay, because it's something that I got from my grandmother. So if I lose that, if that's burned in the fire, I won't be able to replace it. Photographs, memories. I mean, there are so many things in our lives, right? Um, Gerlina is saying you guys should read Tassif's books. Gerlina, have you checked out my books? Did you get a copy, Gerlina? Gerlina is saying you guys should read Tassif's books. Thank you, Gerlina. Have you read any of my books, Gerlina? If you have, please let me know. Please let me know. Katie is asking, where are your books available? Well, you'll find them on Amazon. Actually, let me give you my website. My website is tausifanam.net. I'm going to pin that to the top of the chat screen. You can go to my website and you'll be able to check out my bio and read my blog posts, and you'll also get information about my books, okay? So Katie, please check out my website, tausifanam.net. But if you type my name on a search engine, let's say Google, that should also bring up some search results that you can look at, Katie. Thanks for asking. Oh, Gerlina, it looks like you've gotten one of my books. Thank you, Gerlina. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, Gerlina. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bill is saying thank you, Mr. Tossiful. Thank you, Bill. Gerlina, thanks so much. Thank you, Gerlina. Gerlina is talking about my book. I really appreciate it. Jewel is saying, I'm looking for your book too. Well, thanks, Jewel. Thank you so much. Music Therapy is writing, didn't California have a surplus in one of the reservoirs? How is it possible to run out of water to put out the fires? That is exactly what we were talking about. Like, how can a state like California run out of water? Okay, which, I gave a long talk earlier in the chat about how, less developed countries have so many challenges when it comes to infrastructure and emergency response and firefighting, so on and so forth. And I also gave example of Bangladesh, the country where I was born and raised, and how in recent years the firefighters there had faced many challenges because they ran out of water because of a lot of development, a lot of tall buildings. The bodies of water throughout the city kind of dried up, or they filled up that land and they built a building. So there are not enough bodies of water. So whenever there's an emergency and the firefighters needs a big supply of water, they don't have access to that. Okay, it's very difficult. And we don't expect those problems here in the United States, especially, in a place like California, such an advanced state, but how can California, the firefighters there, run out of water? I mean, what are the Democrat politicians doing? What have they done to the cities, to the state, that firefighters in California run out of water? It is so sad because the Democrats, they did something with that whole water thing with that fish. Okay, they diverted the water so there aren't enough water to fight the fires, and then also the fire hydrants are not working, and then the Democrats also cut funding. The Democrats cut funding from the fire department. So whatever is happening in California, it is truly heartbreaking. And I think the people now realize that the Democrats have really destroyed the state. The Democrats have destroyed the state, and the people of California realize that. And I'm hoping that the people of California going forward, they will choose good leaders, honest leaders, leaders who will put America first, who will put California first, the people of California first, right? All right, my friends, it's almost 1 a.m. I am going to be wrapping up the live stream. We are close to 1 hour and 30 minutes. All I want to say is that what the Democrats have done to California, it is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. It is so sad. It is so heartbreaking to see how the California firefighters don't have the resources that they need to fight the fires. And now, other states are sending help, which is great because California is going to need a lot of help. Okay, and it is so heartbreaking to see the widespread damage and the devastation in California. So, I believe in the power of prayers. Let's continue to pray for the people of California. Let us continue to pray for the firefighters in California. Let us continue to pray the emergency response professionals in California, all the volunteers, anyone who is trying to help the people in need during crisis, okay? So let us continue to pray so that this devastation, this fire, all of this stops, okay? Okay, there has been a lot of damage already, but let us pray so that the fires stop, so that lives can go back to normal. Although we understand that, recovery is going to take a very, very long time, especially when people have lost everything, their home, their belongings, their memories, everything. The trauma. How are you going to, address the trauma. The physical pain, the physical suffering, the burn, that's one thing. But how are you going to help people recover from the trauma? AC is saying, especially the elderly who evacuated without their medication. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable what is going on in California. So, my friends, let's continue to pray for the people of California. Let's continue to pray for the first responders, the emergency response professionals, the police and the fire and the volunteers, and the medical professionals who are trying to help those in need. Okay? Dee is saying lots of rebuilding to do, lots of tears. People have died. Lives have been lost. It is truly heartbreaking. It is truly, truly heartbreaking, truly tragic. So, my friends, let's continue to pray, okay? And I will be back with more videos and more live streams. So thank you so much for staying connected with me. And please, my friends, let's continue to pray for California, okay? May God bless you all. May God bless our president-elect, Donald J. Trump. May God bless the incoming Trump administration. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless our U.S. allies, and may God bless freedom-loving people all over the world. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so very much. Please stay connected with me. I appreciate your support very much. And I'll be back with more news, more updates, and more commentary. So please stay connected for more discussion coming soon. Thank you, my friends. And before I end it once again, let's pray for California. Thank you, my friends. I'll see you soon.